You ever deploy something that works perfectly on your machine,
Nice.
only for it to completely fall apart the second it hits staging? Like, you blink, and now your app is somehow speaking in binary and yelling at your database. Congratulations, you've just encountered the classic dev trap that Docker was basically invented to solve. But wait, what even is Dockerization, and how is it different from virtualization, and which one should you actually use? Alright, let's untangle this. Virtualization is basically running a whole other computer inside your computer, like Inception, but with operating systems.
You're inside a simulation of a simulation inside a simulation of a simulation inside
The Matrix.
You use a thing called a hypervisor to do it. Either Type 1, which runs directly on the hardware like a boss, hello bare metal, or Type 2, which runs on top of your existing OS like a glorified app. Tools like VirtualBox or VMware fall into the Type 2 category. These hypervisors let you spin up virtual machines, each with its own OS, its own resources, and its own kernel. It's like giving each app its own apartment, complete with a front door and its own plumbing. You want Windows and Ubuntu running side by side on your Mac? That's virtualization doing its thing. And here's a super common use case. Let's say you need to test some sketchy software or install a package from a random GitHub repo that might be more virus than code. You'd absolutely want a virtual machine for that. If something goes wrong, blow away that VM to kingdom come. Your host machine stays safe and clean. Dockerization, on the other hand, is more like having multiple roommates under the same roof. Instead of giving each app its own full operating system, Docker uses containers to isolate applications but lets them share the same OS kernel. It's way more lightweight, faster to boot up, and easier to scale. You're not spinning up a new house every time, just a new room. Now let's talk tech, but quick. Virtual machines emulate entire computers. They come with the full overhead, their own kernel, memory allocation, the whole shebang. Containers don't bother with all that. They share the host OS and just isolate the app and its dependencies. So while a VM might take a minute to boot up, a container is ready in seconds. Elephant versus cheetah, basically. Okay, cool definitions and all, but when do you actually use each one? Well, if you need complete isolation, are testing potentially unsafe code, or you're running apps that require multiple operating systems at the same time, virtualization is your go-to. Like, let's say you want to run a Windows-only desktop app on a Linux server. That's VM territory. But if you're building microservices, deploying often, and need something portable across dev, staging, and production, Docker's the one. It's practically made for this.
It's like, I was made for this.
Resource usage? Huge difference. Virtual machines are heavy. They need gigabytes of RAM just to boot. Containers? Lean and mean. They share system resources, and Docker images are small, portable, and easy to version control. You can ship them with your app and get the same behavior no matter where they run. If you've ever heard "it works on my machine," containers are the antidote to that cursed sentence. And when it comes to modern DevOps and cloud, Docker is basically king. Every cloud provider speaks fluent container. AWS, GCP, Azure, they all integrate seamlessly with Docker and orchestration tools like Kubernetes. Want to scale to 100 instances without setting your hair on fire? Docker makes it doable. On the flip side, virtualization still has its place in traditional enterprise infrastructure or when you need a full OS experience, like running a security sandbox, legacy app, or testing malware without bricking your laptop. So, let's land this plane. Which one should you use? Simple. If you're building apps, deploying frequently, and want fast, consistent environments, Docker is your best friend. If you need full OS isolation, are dealing with older tech stacks, or need to run multiple OS types or sketchy software, go with virtualization. They're not enemies, just tools for different jobs. Personally, I use Docker like seasoning on everything, but I still keep a dusty Kali Linux VM lying around for those rare times I need to, let's say, get some work done, if you know what I mean. If this helped you clear the fog on containers versus VMs, hit that like button and subscribe.